Hi, and welcome to English-Fabule. Are you learning English? Great. Let's learn English with a very interesting story. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Let's get started.
People often ask, what is a human body made of? It is made of many tiny parts. These parts are called elements. Scientists have looked at the elements that build a person's body. They wanted to find out how much it might cost to buy these elements. One group of scientists in Britain, the Royal Society of Chemistry, studied this idea. This was in the year 2013. They used the example of a famous actor to think about the price. They wanted to know the cost if they bought all the pure elements that are in his body. Most of a body is made of 6 main elements. These are oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, calcium, and phosphorus. Together, these 6 make up over 99% of our bodies. There are also many other elements, but only in very small amounts. For example, we need only a little bit of metals like copper or zinc. Oxygen is the biggest part by weight, about 61%. It is mostly in the water inside us. Hydrogen makes up about 10%. Carbon is the third major part. Buying the pure carbon for one body could cost a lot of money, maybe around $69,000. Other elements, like calcium and phosphorus, add many more thousands to the price. So, according to this study, the total cost to buy the pure elements for one person could be over $150,000. However, another study said the cost for the basic parts could be much lower, maybe just $160. The exact price is not easy to find and can change. But here is the most important point. Even if you could buy all these elements, all these chemicals that are not alive, you could not put them together to make a living person. You could bring together all the smartest people alive now or ever lived and give them all the knowledge people have. They still could not make even one tiny living cell. This is truly amazing. Non-living parts somehow come together to create us, human beings who are alive. This is something like a miracle that science does not fully understand. The human body is an incredible machine. It works all the time, 24 hours a day, usually without you needing to think. For example, you blink about 14,000 times every day. This happens automatically to keep your eyes clean. In the time it takes to read just one sentence, your body makes about 1 million new red blood cells. Every tiny part, every one of the countless atoms in your body works together perfectly. They work together for your whole life to keep all your systems running. Inside your body, the scale is huge. If you could stretch out all the blood vessels from one person, they could go around the Earth 2.5 times. The DNA, which is like your body's instruction book, is packed into every cell. But if you took the DNA from all your cells and stretched it out, it would go about 10 billion miles. That is far into space, beyond the planet Pluto. This shows how much is packed inside you. This book will take you on a journey to discover this amazing machine, the human body. You will learn how its many different parts work together in ways you might not imagine. It is the story of you. 2. Our skin and hair. Our skin is the body's biggest part on the outside. It covers about 2 square meters and weighs 10 to 15 pounds. Skin is like a strong coat for the body. Skin has different layers. The top layer is called the epidermis. It is made of cells that are no longer alive. These dead cells fall off all the time, like tiny flakes. We lose about 1 pound of this skin dust every year. Below the epidermis is the dermis. This layer has many important things, like small blood vessels and nerve endings. It also has the roots of hairs and places that make oil and sweat. Skin helps the body in many ways. It keeps bad things outside and good things like water inside. It helps us feel the world around us. We can feel if something is rough or smooth, hot or cold, and if it is pressing us. Skin can also fix itself when it gets a small cut. Skin color is just in the top layer. It changes because the body makes something called melanin. Melanin helps protect the skin from sunlight. People in places with a lot of sun often have darker skin. Skin color helps the body use sunlight to make something important called vitamin D. Hair grows from tiny holes in the skin called follicles. Hair helps keep us warm. The hair on our head also protects it from the sun. Scientists are still learning about why hair grows in some places more than others. Fingerprints are special patterns on our fingertips. Everyone has different fingerprints. They help us hold things. Sweating is also important. The body sweats to cool down when it is hot. Tiny places called sweat glands make sweat and send it out through pores. Sweat helps keep our body temperature right. Sweat itself does not smell, but tiny living things on our skin make a smell when they mix with sweat. Skin and hair work together to protect us and help us feel our way in the world. 3. Our tiny helpers. We have tiny living things inside us. Billions and trillions of them. They are called microbes. They are very, very small. You cannot see them without special tools. These microbes live on our skin and inside our bodies, especially in our stomach and intestines. They weigh about 3 pounds together. That is about the same weight as your brain. Many of these tiny helpers are good for us. They help us break down food that we eat. They help us get important vitamins from our food. We cannot do these jobs alone. They work hard for us all the time. These are usually types of bacteria. But not all tiny living things are good. Some are called germs. Germs can make us sick. Viruses are one type of germ. They are even smaller than bacteria. Viruses need living cells to grow and make copies of themselves. For a long time, it was hard to fight sickness from bad bacteria. Then, a long time ago, Someone found a medicine by accident. His name was Alexander Fleming. He saw that a type of mold called penicillium stopped bacteria from growing in his lab dish. Later, other people like Howard Florey and Ernst Chain worked hard to make this mold into a usable medicine. They called it penicillin. It was the first major antibiotic. It helped people fight bad bacteria and saved many lives. One man, Albert Alexander, was one of the first people to get it, and it helped him. Making a lot of penicillin was hard. They found a good kind of mold on a melon from a market. Penicillin and other antibiotics were wonderful. They made many sicknesses less dangerous. But now there is a new problem. The bad bacteria are getting stronger. The medicines do not always work on them anymore. This is called antibiotic resistance. Some bacteria are now called superbugs because they are very hard to kill. This problem is serious. It is happening now, not just in the future. Simple sicknesses could become dangerous again if antibiotics stop working. Scientists like Michael Kinch talk about this. His own son had a problem with resistant bacteria. One reason bacteria get stronger is because we use antibiotics a lot. Sometimes helpful bacteria are killed too, and the strong bad ones grow more. Also, many antibiotics are given to farm animals. This helps the bad bacteria get stronger everywhere. Scientists are trying to find new ways to fight these superbugs. But it is difficult work. Our tiny helpers are amazing, but the tiny bad ones can be a big problem. 4. The brain. The brain is maybe the most complex thing we know. It sits inside your head. It feels soft, like tofu, and is mostly water, fat, and protein. It lives in darkness and quiet, but it makes everything you see, hear, and smell. It creates your whole world inside your head from simple electrical signals. Your brain uses a lot of energy, about 20% of your body's total, but it is very good at its job. It only needs around 400 calories a day to work, like eating one blueberry muffin. The brain has billions of tiny parts called neurons. There are about 86 billion neurons. These neurons talk to each other through trillions of connections. These connections help you think and learn. The brain has 3 main parts. First is the cerebrum. It is the biggest part and fills most of your skull. It helps with thinking, learning, and feeling. It has 2 sides, left and right. The right side controls the left side of your body, and the left side controls the right side. The outside of the cerebrum looks wrinkled. This part is called the cortex. The cortex has different areas for different jobs, like seeing, hearing, and touching. The frontal part helps you think and solve problems. The back part helps you see. Second is the cerebellum. It is at the back of your head, under the cerebrum. It is smaller, but it has more than half of the brain's neurons. The cerebellum helps you with balance and moving your body in smooth ways, like walking or riding a bike. Third is the brainstem. This is the oldest part of the brain. It connects the brain to the rest of the body through the spinal cord. The brainstem controls things you do not think about, like breathing, your heart beating, and sleeping. There are also other important parts hidden inside. The hippocampus is important for making new memories. The amygdala is for strong feelings like fear and worry. Memory is interesting, but not perfect. We can remember some things easily, but forget others. Sometimes our memories can even be wrong. Scientists like Elizabeth Loftus have shown that it is possible to put false memories into people's minds. Memories are not stored in just one place. They are spread out. Short-term memory only lasts a very short time, maybe 30 seconds for something simple like a phone number you just heard. People once had strange ideas about the brain. In the past, some doctors even removed parts of the brain to try and fix problems, but this often caused terrible damage. Today, we know much more, but things like how we think or what consciousness is are still big mysteries. The brain is very strong, but can also be hurt by things like strokes or injuries. But it can also change and learn, which helps us a lot. It keeps working hard every second to make your life happen. 5. Eating and breathing. Our body needs food and air to live and work. These things enter our body through the head. First, food goes into the mouth. The mouth helps break food down. We have salivary glands that make saliva. Saliva helps make food wet and starts to break down some foods. It also has chemicals that fight bad germs. Then food moves to the throat. The throat is a bit dangerous for humans. It is easy to choke on food here. Swallowing food is not simple. Many muscles work together to push food down safely. There is a small flap called the epiglottis. When we swallow food, this flap closes the pipe for air. This stops food from going into the lungs, which would make us choke. If the flap does not close just right, food can go the wrong way. Inside the mouth, we also taste food. We have tiny bumps called papilla on the tongue. On these bumps are taste buds. They help us know the 5 basic tastes: sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and umami. But taste is not the only thing that makes food enjoyable. Smell is very important for flavor. When we eat, we smell the food too, using the back of the nose. Taste and smell work together to make all the different flavors we enjoy. Air goes into the nose or mouth. Then it goes down to the lungs. The lungs are amazing at cleaning the air we breathe. The air has dust, dirt, and other small things. Inside the airways of the lungs, there is sticky stuff called mucus. There are also very tiny hairs called cilia. The mucus traps the dirt and other particles. The cilia move the mucus up to the throat. Then we swallow the dirty mucus. Stomach acid kills the bad things. We breathe all the time. about 20,000 times every day. The lungs take oxygen from the air we breathe in. Oxygen is needed by all parts of the body. A strong muscle below the lungs, called the diaphragm, helps us breathe. It moves down to pull air into the lungs. We usually breathe automatically, without thinking. But we can also control our breathing for a short time. Breathing clean air is important. Breathing dirty air, like smoke, is bad for the lungs. Smoking is very dangerous for health. It can cause lung cancer and other lung problems. For many years, people did not fully understand how bad smoking was. It was hard to prove a direct link because not everyone who smoked got sick. But large studies in the middle of the last century showed clearly that smoking caused lung cancer. It became a big health warning. Today, smoking is still a major cause of death around the world, even though many people know it is harmful. The body has ways to protect itself, but it cannot stop all the damage from smoke over time. 6. The heart and blood. The heart is like a very strong pump. It works all the time, never stopping, from before you are born until the end of your life. Your heart beats over 100,000 times every single day and pushes blood with great force. Over a whole life, this is billions of beats, moving thousands of gallons of blood each day. The heart is not very big, maybe about the size of your fist, and it weighs less than 1 pound. It is located in the middle of your chest, a little to the left. The heart has 4 main parts, called chambers, that fill with blood and then squeeze to push the blood out. It works as 2 pumps in one. One side sends blood to the lungs to pick up oxygen, and the other side sends the oxygen-rich blood out to all the muscles, organs, and tissues in your body. This blood travels through many miles of tubes called blood vessels that reach every single part of you. The heart needs its own small blood vessels to get oxygen and stay healthy while it works so hard. If these get blocked, it causes problems. Blood is very important for life. It is like a busy river flowing inside you, doing many jobs. Blood carries the oxygen picked up in the lungs, and it also carries nutrients from the food you eat to give energy to your cells. It takes away waste products that your body doesn't need. Blood has different parts. Red blood cells are like little red discs that are full of a substance called hemoglobin, which holds on to the oxygen. White blood cells are part of your body's defense system. They look for and destroy germs like bacteria and viruses that can make you sick. Platelets are very small and help your blood to clot, which stops bleeding if you get a cut. All these cells float in the liquid part of blood, called plasma, which is mostly water. The body also uses chemical messages called hormones to control many things. Hormones are made in special places called glands, like the thyroid gland in your neck or the pituitary gland in your head. These hormones travel through the blood to tell different parts of the body what to do. For example, Hormones control how fast you grow, how hungry you feel, how you use sugar for energy, and even how you react to danger or stress. Your body has other important chemical factories. The liver, which is a big organ, cleans your blood, takes out bad things, makes important chemicals like bile for digestion, and stores vitamins and energy. The pancreas makes insulin, a hormone that helps your body use sugar. The kidneys clean your blood and make urine to get rid of waste. All these organs and systems work together perfectly, powered by the heart, carried by the blood, and directed by these tiny chemical messages, keeping your amazing body working every second. 7. From baby to adult. Life begins in a simple way. It starts with two tiny cells coming together. These cells join and become one new cell. This single cell then begins to divide, making more and more cells very quickly. Inside the mother's body, in a safe place called the womb, this tiny group of cells grows fast. It forms a tiny ball, then starts to make different parts. A heart begins to beat when it is very small, just 3 weeks old. Eyes and other parts of the body start to form. The growing body changes from something called an embryo to a fetus. It is kept warm and safe, getting everything it needs to grow into a baby. After about 9 months, the baby is ready to be born. Leaving the womb and coming into the world is a difficult journey for both the baby and the mother. It takes a lot of effort. Then the baby starts a long process of growing. It becomes a child, a teenager, and finally an adult. As time passes, the body keeps changing. This process of getting older is called aging. It is a natural part of life for everyone. As we age, our bodies work differently. Our skin might not be as smooth or strong. We might have less energy than when we were younger. Inside, some parts of the body do not work as well as they used to. Our cells, the tiny building blocks of our body, can only divide and make copies of themselves a certain number of times. This is one reason why our bodies change as we get older. Changes can happen in the brain too. For some people, getting very old can lead to problems with memory or thinking clearly, like in a sickness called Alzheimer's. Sticky material can build up in the brain and stop it from working right. Why exactly we age is not fully known. Scientists have many ideas, but it is a big puzzle. However, we know that how we live can affect how well we age and how long we live. Eating healthy food, getting exercise, and having good relationships with friends and family are very important. Our genes also play a role in how long we might live. Living a healthy life helps our bodies stay stronger as the years pass. 8. The final chapter. We have seen how the body is a wonderful and complex machine. It works without stopping, doing millions of things every day. But even this amazing machine has its weaknesses. Our modern way of life, with different food and less movement, can make the body sick. Heart problems and cancer are now common diseases for many people. Medicine has learned a lot over time. There have been great discoveries, like finding how to stop infections. For example, the discovery of penicillin helped save many lives. But there have also been mistakes. In the past, doctors sometimes used treatments that did more harm than good, like taking too much blood from a sick person. Understanding how to treat people has changed a lot. Today, we have many ways to help sick people, but healthcare can be difficult. It can cost a lot of money, and sometimes people get too much medical help that they do not really need. Doctors and scientists are still learning the best ways to help the body stay healthy and fix itself. As the years pass, the body changes. This is called aging. Things get slower, and parts do not work as well as they used to. Everyone gets older. The body is not made to live forever. One day, the body stops working and life ends. This happens to every person. The journey through the body shows us how incredible and special it is. It is a gift that we have for some time. Taking care of it is important, but we also understand that it is not perfect and does not last forever. It is a complex, beautiful, and temporary home for us. What fact about your body surprised you the most?
Hey there! Just a second before you go. If you learned something new today, please give this video a like, write your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really, really helps to create even better English videos for you. Your support means the world. Thank you.